Hey, what is up guys? We're going to be doing a quick deck profile today, and we got something a little different. It's a hybrid deck. This is actually a mix between Yosenjus and Fire Kings. So without further ado, let's get started. Alright, so to begin with monsters, we are playing 3 Yosenju Karma 1. We are also playing 3 Yosenju Karma 2, 3 Yosenju Karma 3. These guys are pretty self-explanatory. Every Yosenju deck would pretty much play this same ratio. Alright, so next we're playing 2 Yosenju Sujik. Basically, this card just helps your Karma 1s, 2s, and 3s get over anything that might be too big. So it's a really good card to help out, and I think 2's enough. Then we are playing 1 Yosenju Shinshu L. Basically, this card helps protect your Yosenjus from being destroyed in any way. But there's also a secondary reason to why we're playing it. But we'll get to that when the time comes. So now we move on to the Fire King engine. So we're going to be playing 2 of the High Avatar Garunics. We only need 2, we don't need that much because this is a hybrid deck. And it's just a great card, pretty much a dark hole. Then we are playing 2 Fire King Avatar Barong. This card's pretty much searching out all your Fire King cards, including Onslaught, so really good card. Only works if it's destroyed by card effects, so not by battle. That's quite unfortunate. And to help us out, we have Fire King Avatar Yaksha. So Yaksha, when he's destroyed by battle or card effect, you can destroy 1 card in your hand. And hopefully we have a Fire King Avatar Barong, or maybe even a Garunix in our hand for that to happen. We're only playing 1 because we don't need to draw into so many of them, because it will become a dead card, because you really don't want to summon it if you don't have Barong or Garunix in the hand. But in the situation where you do have Barong and Garunix in the hand, it's nice to have a Yaksha to help destroy them, to get their effects off. Alright, so that rounds up for the Fire Kings. Then we have 2 other monsters in this deck. We have 1 Fire Fist Bear, and we also have 1 Fire Fist Gorilla. Gorilla helps out with destroying spells and traps, as you know, and Bear helps destroy monsters, and both also help out recycle the Tenkies in our deck, so really nice. That's it for the monsters. Now we're moving on to spells. Alright, so for spells, we are playing 3 Fire Formation Tenki. Pretty much self-explanatory. Most of the cards here are Beast Warrior, except for the Garunix, so really good card. Then we are playing 2 Onslaught of the Fire Kings. This card helps us bring out Garunix, and that's pretty much its purpose. So 2 is enough. I could cut it down to 1. It's your choice. You could play a few other cards in the deck, like Twin Twisters or something like that, or even a Raigeki, but I feel like 2 should be okay. Then we are actually playing 2 Yosenju Training Ground. So this card pretty much helps you collect or gather more Yosenjus. So it's similar to Tenki in the fact that it needs 3 counters, and basically to earn these counters you have to normal summon a Yosenju monster. And by sending these 3 counters away, you could pretty much add any Yosenju card from your deck to the hand. Then to finish things off, we are playing 1 Dark Hole. Definitely playing Raigeki if I had that, but Dark Hole actually has quite good synergy with the Fire King Garunix, so I think it's pretty good. You could even take out 1 Onslaught and add in a Raigeki to replace that instead, so really cool. Also, if you want to play 2 Dark Holes, that could also be good. 2 Dark Holes and 1 Raigeki, really good for this deck, so if I could play that, I would. Then we are playing 1 Pot of Duality. With Yosenjus running in this deck, we're not always going to be special summoning, so Pot of Duality is a really good card to search out whatever cards you might need. But with Fire Kings running here, we don't want to play too many of them. And to finish off the spells, we're playing 1 MST, as well as 1 Double Cyclone. Double Cyclone helps get rid of the Yosenju Training Grounds, as well as the Fire Formation Tenkies, because sometimes you might find your back row to be quite cloggy. So that pretty much rounds up the spells. Now let's move on to traps. Alright, so for traps we're playing 1 Bottomless, 1 Torrential, 1 Compulse, 1 Solemn, and 1 Trap Hole Nightmare. Basically these 5 cards are pretty much the staples of the deck, pretty self-explanatory, And in addition to that, we are also playing one Yosenju's secret move. Now, Yosenju's secret move can only be activated if you control at least one Yosenju card. And this is going back to Yosenju Shinshu L, where we play on the Pendulum Zone. At least there we will meet the requirements of Yosenju's secret move. It's just a good card. It's a counter trap, so really awesome. And it's worth playing at least one. Next, we're playing one Windstorm of Edeka. Now, I do have many decks, and I do play in those other decks cards like Drowning Mirror Force, Quaking Mirror Force, and Solemn Strike, so you guys could always put that in, but for me, I just split these decks apart, and I feel like this card will pretty much be a replacement for those until I am able to get more copies of those cards to put into this deck. This card is really helpful in the fact that it actually helps control the game. By changing the battle positions of all face-up monsters your opponent controls, next turn it really sets up for your Yosenjus to be able to utilize their effects well. Then we are playing Wonder Xyz. Now Wonder Xyz is similar to like an Urgent Tuning, where you can immediately after this card effect resolves, Xyz summon one Xyz monster using the monsters you control as materials. So pretty much you can summon all your Yosenjus out on the field, and after attacking with the Yosenjus, activate this card immediately and deal some extra damage. So it really helps out, helps you finish off the opponent really quickly. Overall, a really good card. It's up to you whether or not you want to play it or not, but I think it's really great right now. And to finish things off, we are playing two Magic Cylinder. Just pretty much helps you end the game a lot quicker, and a really funny card to play. So that's it for the traps. Now let's move on to the extra deck. Alright, so for the extra deck, it's really up to you what you want to play. It doesn't really matter even if you have one or not, because most of the time you'll be winning your games without using an extra deck. But if you want, some notable cards you can use in your extra deck could be cards like 101. You can use a Castel, a Photon Butterfly, a Super Quantum Mech Beast, a Maestroke, number 103, a Beast Dweller, a number 82 Heartland Draco, and some really good cards would be actually Tiger King, where you actually have all Beast Warriors in the deck, and it helps get you out, again, your tankies. So, really good card. And you also have a Harpy's Pet Phantasmal Dragon, really good card because your Yosenjus are wind monsters, so definitely a great card to have in this deck. And we also have a Lightning Chidori. Alright, so Lightning Chidori is a really unpredictable card. The opponent never expects it, and when you bring it out, it really changes the pace of the game to your favor. So, really good card. Alright, so that pretty much rounds it up for the whole deck. I hope you guys enjoyed this and found this helpful. In the meantime, I hope you guys have a great day. I'll see you next time.